Iris problem.
It starts off with people walking around with bags over their heads, and you're thinking, well, what's going on, you know?
When I first heard about the idea, I was a little skeptical because it seemed to me to be something that would be hard to do correctly.
When he told me the concept about the bags flying off and everything, I thought it was really ingenious. I'd never really seen anything like that before.
It was exciting. It was something I never did before.
And you have to shoot this called lunch. I don't know what that is. It must be a scene where everybody eats. I don't know.
And he let us read the whole script before even asking us did we want to get involved in it, to see did we like the concept also. And we both approved. We read it first. And I thought it was a great idea also.
So after talking to him and him telling me how he was going to have the blocking and how we're going to have the bags on our head, I said, bags on our head, and how are they? It was cloudy until we start filming it, and everything just kind of fell into place. So it just went from there. And
it really kind of shows how much Jim works, I think, internally. A lot of things, like on the set, he'll be asking for things, and you'll be wondering why he's asking for all these different types of shots and, you know, very specific types of acting and positioning. And you realize after you see it all, I mean, it's a little infuriating at the time, but after you see it all, you realize that he has this whole vision that he, you know, he's just not able, it's just so complex, I guess he's not able to really get it out there.
Roll video. B. Roll camera. B. Action. Cut.
You know, Jim's a tremendous perfectionist, though, so we did a lot of, you know, I guess he was always saying he wanted to get it perfect and right. So, you know, we did a lot of takes of different things to get it right, which sometimes took a long time, because I was always trying to keep him moving along.
So a lot of my cousins, when we told them we did the commercial, y'all getting paid, y'all getting paid?
That's all they worried about.
Look, I have fun. I don't care about the money, as long as I have fun. It's something that I never did before. I have fun. It's something that I can learn from. I don't need the money.
Well, the way I feel about the topic that he's working on, I feel very strongly. I mean, I really want to make a difference. I know that I come from the Midwest, where racism is stronger than it is here. I mean, people were more closed-minded, sorry to say, you know, but in the Midwest, you come here and you see a lot of racism, but you also see a lot of open-minded people, you know, because you have so many different nationalities in New York.
There's so much going on in the world today. I mean, with this war and just general discrimination with all kinds of people, I don't think that there's any room now for just racism anywhere.
Let me think. If I can remember right, I think it's the first weekend when we were in the second day of the first weekend, we were in the middle of shooting, and it started to rain. I mean, it came down in torrents, and here me and a couple of PAs are loading the van. Everybody else is in their car hiding from this just torrential downpour, and we're loading the car. I was literally soaked to the bone. Every inch of my body was just drenched. It was amazing. I've never seen rain like that.
I thought we had bags over them, yeah.
You know, that's kind of like a skimpy. Do we have any more bags?
They're DC motors.
More bags.
It's raining.
It's
It's dark and cold and clammy, but yet the film crew perseveres.
And we have all this, thousands of dollars of rented equipment, which Jim got by hook or crook.
Film sucks.
It was sort of like a very weird feeling. We knew we had to do this very important announcement, this very important statement we had to make.
I hope I'm making a difference by doing this. If it touches one person and opens their mind, then I think that I did make a difference.
Okay, now that crossing, I want in the middle. Okay, what was that? It was just like crossing somewhere in the middle, like find a middle point where you all
guys
cross.
started to cross a little earlier, but for some of you guys.
And it's
so
got to be
the-
timed
the
where you
bunch
all
was
cross
kind
at the
of
same
here
time.
instead of here.
Everybody has to cross at the same time.
It shouldn't matter what color the skin is. Everybody is the same. No matter what color you are, we still got bad white people, bad black people, bad Puerto Ricans, no matter what. And then we got good.
Well, racism is something that we talk a lot about amongst our family and friends, and we very, very rarely do anything about it. I joined a group in the city called Enough, which is a group of people who got together to discuss racism and try to do something about it, because we feel that amongst all the blacks and whites in this city, very few actually do hate each other. And the great majority are just working people. They're just out there every day trying to earn a living and do the best they can for their family. So this was an opportunity to do something to contribute towards the elimination of racism.
I never really had a chance to go to Brooklyn that much. And I was, not to say surprised, but it was a good feeling being in a neighborhood. The neighborhood that we shot in was symbolic to the project itself.
Yeah, there's a very strong sense of community.
Yeah.
Throughout everybody. Everybody seemed to have an interest while we were shooting. They stopped and asked what was going on.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
it was almost like they were an active part of it.
If we went through life with bags over our head and gloves, no way that no one can know what color you are. Everyone is friendly with everyone. But what happens when the bags come off?
People didn't really know quite what to think about it. As a matter of fact, Spike Lee kept walking by because he lives a couple blocks down. He kept walking by and just sort of stopping and looking at us, kind of shaking his head and walking on. He couldn't quite figure us out.
Project, the bag, it's a public service announcement on racism, and I'm exhausted, I'm tired. I think it's almost finished, and looks like it's going to be pretty good.
It really was a larger project than I think that any of us thought it was going to be. I mean, when you first saw it, it seems like it would have been so simple, but you can tell by the end product, it looks like you put a lot of work into it, but we worked for a 60-second spot. We worked incredibly hard. for no money, by the way.
The kids that worked on this together, they did have a good time together. And I don't know, maybe if the people get the message from what he's trying to say with their heads covered, that we all are human beings, that in itself would be a big help, if they would just understand that.
I'm incredibly impressed to be able to tell people that I worked on it. It gives me, I mean, even though I didn't have a huge hand in it, I felt like I did a few things and that I contributed somewhat.
It's a very dodgy subject, and the whole thing about the blindness of the bag is a good way to put it.
And I think if we look at people as people, you know, just like we look at the bags as bags, it'll make our life and our society a lot better.
I think if we start with the home and getting the young child to understand about race relations, I think we may win that way. I can't see another way.
And it's more than just one prejudice. It's prejudice between male and female, black and white, more than that.
Short or tall?
I wasn't really sure it was going to turn out as well as it did, truthfully. You know, I had no idea. I've never seen really directing and producing from behind the camera and how everything has to gel. But with the finished product, I really love it.
I think, you know, he worked his ass off and he spent a lot of money. And, you know, he deserves all, as far as awards go, he deserves everything he gets, you know. He's been working on this thing for a long time. He spent a lot of his own time and a lot of his own cash on it. So, you know, that's a big sacrifice to pay. I mean, you know, get a new car or make a commercial that you know probably will never give you any money, you know. But he knows what he's doing.